The lesson in the sky. As the early morning sun glinted over the tarmac, Flight 784 was boarding passengers for a cross-country journey from New York to Los Angeles. Among the boarding passengers was 10-year-old Amara, a bright, polite, and cheerful young girl with big dreams of becoming a pilot someday. Accompanied by her father, Charles Adams, a quiet, unassuming man dressed casually, Amara walked down the jet bridge, excited to take her seat. What few people knew, including the airline staff, was that Charles Adams was actually the CEO and owner of SkyHigh Airlines. Known for his low-profile approach to business, Charles often preferred to fly in coach with his daughter to observe the airline's customer service firsthand. As Amara and her father settled into their seats, a flight attendant named Karen made her way down the aisle, offering pre-departure assistance. Karen had been with the airline for over 15 years and was known for her strict approach to managing passengers, though it occasionally verged on rudeness. Today, she seemed especially stressed and hurried as she prepared for takeoff. Amara politely asked Karen if she could have an extra blanket, as she tended to get cold on flights. Karen's face hardened, and she rolled her eyes slightly, muttering under her breath. "You should have brought your own if you're so delicate," she said curtly, tossing a blanket onto Amara's lap without looking at her. Charles raised an eyebrow but held his tongue, wanting to see how the situation would play out. A little while into the flight, Amara wanted to take a quick photo out of the window with her tablet. As she leaned over, Karen returned to the aisle and immediately scolded her. "Young lady, sit back down. Don't make this a playground." Shocked, Amara quickly obeyed, muttering a quiet apology. Charles, however, had taken note of this interaction, and he gave Karen a pointed look. But the situation didn't end there. Later, when Amara needed to use the restroom, she gently tapped the call attendant button. Karen arrived, her patience clearly wearing thin. "What now?" she asked brusquely. Amara explained politely that she needed help finding the restroom. Karen sighed exaggeratedly, saying, "Don't you kids ever pay attention? It's right there." She pointed without bothering to escort her, and in the process, she accidentally brushed Amara's shoulder rather forcefully, enough for her to stumble slightly. That was the final straw for Charles. He stood up calmly and addressed Karen with a steady voice. "Ma'am, I'd appreciate it if you treated my daughter and all passengers with respect." Karen, visibly annoyed, replied, "And who are you to tell me how to do my job?" Charles took a deep breath, not wanting to make a scene, but he knew this was a teaching moment. He pulled out his business card and handed it to her, saying softly, "My name is Charles Adams, CEO of SkyHigh Airlines, and this young lady you've been mistreating is my daughter." Karen's face went pale as the realization hit her. She stammered, trying to apologize, but Charles held up a hand. "I believe in giving people a chance to learn and improve," he said, "but your behavior today has shown me that there's a gap in our training. I'll be personally arranging a customer service review session for all staff, starting with you." As the plane touched down in Los Angeles, Karen was pulled aside by the head of the cabin crew. She realized that her attitude and actions had not only risked her job, but had also left a lasting impact on the reputation of the airline. From that day forward, SkyHigh Airlines instituted a more rigorous customer service training program, ensuring all passengers, regardless of age, background, or appearance, were treated with respect. And Karen, in particular, became one of the most polite and helpful attendants in the airline, knowing that anyone in coach might be the CEO's family. As for Amara, she remained undeterred in her dream of becoming a pilot, but she learned a valuable lesson that day. Respect and kindness in all situations are not just for those who hold power, but for everyone.